All right, I just want to show you how easy it is to use Class Companion. You're going to go ahead and sign up for free, and I've already done that, so I'm going to log in with my Google account. And I've already created a few classes here, but as you can see, it's pretty easy. Just there's create a class button, and go ahead and decide what you want to call your class. I would go ahead and call it whatever period the class is offered, so that way makes it easier to separate those out so you can select your classes individually. Mine have all kinds of grades, so you can choose more than one grade. You can choose different standards. I don't have any standards that work for Nebraska for world languages. So I'm going to go ahead and create my class. I can invite students then, so by go ahead and giving them a link that I can post in Google Classroom, which is pretty easy to do. And then you can go ahead and create an assignment. So there's an assignment tab up at the top. Click Add Assignment. Now I can choose if I want to generate an assignment with AI. I can import an assignment that I already have created, or I can find content from the library, or I can create from scratch. Let's go ahead and create with AI today. So again, Spanish. So it gives an example of an objective that I could have. So maybe like it's the beginning of the year. So I could say, I want an essay of, I don't know, let's say 10 sentences at the, let's say, novice mid level proficiency. Students will introduce themselves and tell about what they like and a little about their life. Let's do that. Now I could upload some other files, like for example, if I had a vocabulary list that we were using, or if I had like a reading that we had just read about somebody else telling about their life, I could upload that and it will use that information to create an assignment. But I don't. So let's just go ahead and select Generate and Review. And so it's going to whip up an assignment based on the prompt that I gave it. Ooh, I don't think I said in Spanish. So that would probably be better. But oh, it knew since I'm teaching Spanish. So here's what it gave as an introduction. And then it also came up with a more specific question for that. Now, another thing that I can do is look at the AI settings on the left side over here at the top, if you can see that. And I'm going to look at my AI settings. So do I want to allow the AI tutor? If I do allow the AI tutor, what is going to happen is a student is going to be able to click on in the lower right, and it's called Ditto, and it's a little AI tutor, and they can ask some questions, and I'll show you a little bit more what that looks like once I get finished doing my settings here. Ditto's attempt. I haven't figured out how to use this one yet, honestly. It says that you can allow them to generate an example response. I tried this in the student mode and I could not get it to do that for me. It just kept saying, sorry, I won't do that for you, even though I had it turned on. So, and then AI context. Again, you could upload like a paragraph that they had already read, or a vocabulary list, or something that you have like context vocabulary of what you want them to be using to help inform the way that it is looking for their response. Rubrics over here on the left is really handy. You can have it create a rubric for you, or you can upload your own rubric if you want to. So let's see, I need to move. Oh, hide. Let's hide that. Okay. So I can add a rubric if I want to, or I can have it create one for me. Okay, sorry. All right, so I can import a rubric that I already have. I can look for one in the library, or I can generate one. Let's generate one. And what is my objective? Like, what am I looking for here? So students will write 10 sentences or more telling, I guess I already said that. Let's see, what am I looking for here? Let's see, I want them to assess based on how comprehensible it is. Let's do variety of vocabulary. And let's say completeness. Let's do that. All right, and then generate and review. And it will come up with a rubric for me, which is really nice. Take a little second. It's loading. There we go. Okay, so looks like it's got some criteria here. So sentence quantity, they count that 3 points. Comprehensibility, count that 3 points. Vocabulary variety, 3 points. Completeness, and then it also included grammar and spelling. I don't know if you noticed that, but there was a little box that we checked that allowed it to do that. And go ahead and finish. So now it's got the rubric loaded in there, and that's how it will be giving feedback based on this assignment. And then finally, I'm going to look at submission settings on the lower left here on the left side. And for submission settings, there are a number of things that you can control with the way that the students respond. You can decide how many attempts you want to allow them to have. I always let them have a few, and I'll kind of show you why in a little bit. Question order doesn't really matter. We just have one essay prompt. You could, do more. Now, feedback time, you can allow them to see the feedback right away. It can be delayed, or you can have it later. I always like to let them see it right away. Honestly, that's the reason why I'm doing this, is to allow them to get feedback right away. You can allow them, this part is very important, to type it in, which will allow them to use the assistant, etc. You can have them hand write it. So they hand write it, and when they hold it up, it'll scan it for them, and then it will use OCR technology and put their text into typed text. Or you can do either. I'm going to go ahead and select either because I'm going to do a student example so you can see what it looks like with both of those. All right. And then finally at the bottom, there are a lot of things that you can choose here. Like, for example, you can set a time limit. I don't know why I would want to do that, but I guess you could. You can hide the rubric for the students so they can't see the rubric. They just have to look at the prompt. I don't really care if they see the rubric. Might as well. You can hide their scores from them, so it can show them just feedback but not scores. So that could be helpful. I always like to hit disable pasting because I don't want them pasting. If I give them the option to type, then they don't need to be pasting things from anything, even though it will tell me if they paste anyway. And then it looks like I'm finished. So what I can do now before I even hit publish, or I can save a draft of it. So if I've gotten this far but I don't want to publish it yet, I can save a draft. Preview as a student. So this is really cool. It looks just like a student would see it. So they can see the prompt over here at the left, and then they can choose to type it or to handwrite it. So let's go ahead and type it. I'm going to move my screen here so you can see the little AI assistant in the bottom there. And so I'll say, like, me llamo Teresa, tengo una vida aburrida, or whatever. And then if I no me gusta, and I want to say to draw, and I forgot how to say to draw, so I could click on the bottom here and I could say, I forgot how to say draw in Spanish. Let's see what it does for me. Can you think about the verb that relates to making a picture with a pencil or a pen? Try recalling if it ends with ER. Okay, so that wasn't very helpful to me. Let's see. I still forgot. Please help. Okay. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then it's like trying to prompt me. So it's not really like telling me answers or anything like that. I could say, let's see. Okay. Forget you. I'm going to use Google Translate. And then, uh-oh, this topic seems outside of your current lesson. Try asking about specific subjects or if you're studying. So it's kind of funny. It gives you like some interesting answers, or be like, this is stupid. I quit. And I know it's tricky, but just keep trying. So it kind of helps a little bit. Sometimes it's a little more helpful than others, but okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and quit here with those 2 sentences and hit submit. And so we'll see what how it assesses me whenever I hit submit here. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, I got 5 out of 15. That was pretty good. So sentence quantity. Okay, well, I only had 2 out of my 10. Comprehensibility. Okay, understood, but it's very brief, doesn't provide much information. Try to add more details. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you could say more about yourself, such as tengo 15 años. Vocabulary variety. Oh, looks like I didn't use a lot of. Oh, you could say me gusta leer libros or vivo en una ciudad pequeña. Okay, so it gave me some feedback. Completeness, so it gave me some more suggestions. And then for grammar and spelling, it gave me 3 out of 3. So that was where I got most of my points. Now, okay, notice over here on the left, since I gave my students more than 1 attempt, I can go ahead and add to what I said. So, and notice in the lower right, I don't know if you can tell, there's a number 4. That tells my teacher how many times I use the assistant. So it might just give some feedback, basically of letting me know how much my students have used this. And yeah, so I can go ahead and submit it again. Also, there's another thing right here where there's a flag you can click on. And for that flag, as a student, I can say, wait, I don't agree. I think I should at least get 2 points because I wrote 2 sentences, and that is great. Okay. And then as a teacher, I can't show you the teacher end because it won't save my little interaction right here because I'm just previewing as a student, just playing around. But if this were an actual student response, I could click on this and it would give me the opportunity to overrule what AI had said, or I could maintain what the AI had said, and then go ahead and I could either record a response orally, or I could type it back to give that feedback to the students. So as you can see, there are a lot of really cool things that you can do with Class Companion. So I hope you give it a try.